What's going on, YouTube? It's me, DameSmiff, and so I wanted to talk to you guys really quick about counting calories and why it's pretty important and cool if you have a specific goal for, let's say, losing weight or something like that, right? So I'm a musician, right? And I have spent a lot of time learning music, playing music, creating music, right? And throughout the process, I meet a lot of different people and I find myself in different rooms and having different conversations. And when I began getting into fitness and understanding like a lot of like how food affects your body and your mood and outcomes and goals and things that people want and how they all are intertwined, I noticed that for many of the people that I were talking to, they weren't all musicians. They maybe worked in music, around music, or had an interest in music, but maybe had nothing to do with music. The consistency I noticed was most people are not thinking about what they're eating. So if you watched last episode, we talked about being intentional about what you eat, right? But even if you do that, for most people, it's pretty much just, do I like this or do I not like this? The thought of, I have to really, really make sure I'm reaching a specific goal is not on most people's mind. They have to actually initiate that decision, right? And usually, like somebody like me coming around saying, are you looking for coaching or something like that? Or maybe you have a diagnosis, or maybe you have a event coming up, or you have a goal you want to meet and things like that. Like, I need to lose weight for this wedding or this suit that I'm trying to get into or whatever, right? But what I've also found is that since most people aren't thinking about the food that they're eating, they're not really aware of the ways they can think about their food, right? And it's ever changing when you are out and about at restaurants and drive-throughs or looking at menus. So, how are some of the ways that you're understanding the food you're eating? Let me know in the comments. Are you tracking your food? Are you not tracking your food? Maybe you just, you just eat what you like and you just generally try to keep active. Are you maybe you have a food blog like an Instagram, you just kind of snap pictures and you can kind of review like a diary. Let me know in the comments. But what I wanted to kind of explain was how I've kind of understood tracking and calorie intake, right? So for me, it was more so just learning at first who I am, what I like to eat, what I don't like to eat, and how it works, right? So when I started tracking my food, I would just kind of just learn and then learn about healthier foods and then implement them as I go when I was hungry or wanted something to eat. So the favorite for me was smoothies. So if I had a normal day of eating, it would take like, I normally don't eat breakfast, but I would like chicken and rice, and that would come typically with like a sugary drink of juice or some kind of flavored drink, right? And then the rest of the day was kind of similar, taking some kind of carb or starch, and then maybe a little bit of vegetables and a sugary drink. That was comprised of most of my meals. But everything that I was tracking seemed to be information for me, right? It wasn't necessarily like, oh no, I've messed up, I fucked up, I can't do nothing right now. Damn, I gotta, what am I gonna do? It was more so like, okay, that's how that works. That's how I felt that day. That's what made me feel this way and do this and things like that. So now when I'm tracking my food, I can be prepared. You know what I'm saying? I can make a better decision before I start cooking or heading over to the drive through or whatever it is that I'm going to eat, right? And I think that's the first step I think most people can't really take yet, is once you start saying, I want this goal, I want to lose weight, or if you want to build muscle, or if you just want to lean out and just look better, once you make that decision, I think the hardest part for people to really get a hold of is saying, what I am doing needs to change. And that's once you grasp that, then you can really, really like dive into the exploration of what you like and what you really can do and what's really out there for you. So let me know in the comments if this is something that you're kind of struggling with. Like if you're thinking like, man, I need to, lose some weight or track my calories. And when you do it, it feels like a chore. If that's something that you're dealing with, let me know in the comments and let's have that conversation and see what really is holding you back from saying, everything that I like to eat, I can change and make better. I can improve. I can keep. I can take away. What's keeping you from making that step of initiating that decision? So, if this was helpful, let me know by hitting the like button, share, subscribe. This is Eat Better Today. I'm going to make this more consistent, like a, quick little fireside chat with your boy. So, if you enjoyed this, let me know, and I'm out.